Where in the world is the new Mac Pro? Did Apple actually just cancel it? Oh, and there are also some new Apple displays coming out soon. But before we get into all of that, let's dive into this Mac Pro situation. Apple talked about it at an event earlier this year and said it was pretty much the last product to get Apple Silicon and that it was on its way.
And they joined the rest of our incredible Mac lineup with Apple Silicon, making our transition nearly complete with just one more product to go. Mac Pro. But that is for another day.
Then rumors ran wild about a new, more powerful chip called the M2 Extreme, which was going to be the driving force behind this new machine, along with an M2 Ultra variant. Well, it seems as if Apple is actually going to completely nix that M2 Extreme chip idea, at least for right now, and is content on moving forward with the Mac Pro that will have an M2 Ultra chip. According to Mark Gurman, the Mac Pro with the M2 Ultra chip will be available with up to a 24-core CPU and a 76-core GPU, and at least 192 gigs of RAM, which is just wild to think about with the Apple Silicon. Now, just like the current Mac Pro, Gurman does expect this new model to remain expandable, so we would have additional memory and storage and other components that could be inserted. Now, that higher end model, the M2 Extreme chip, that could have come with a 48-core CPU, up to 152 cores of GPU, and yeah, I think Apple just kind of figured that this configuration was going to be scrapped due to just cost and manufacturing complexities, and honestly, who's going to be able to afford a $50,000 computer? Now, I don't think that was going to be the price, but it would have been cool to see this Extreme Mac Pro and just how powerful that machine might have been, because Apple has made some pretty lower end M2, M1 Pro. I mean, those machines have been fantastic, but obviously it wouldn't have been very cheap. I mean, if we go off the current pricing structure, the M2 Extreme version of the Mac Pro probably would have been somewhere around $10,000 without any upgrades, making it very clear that this is a niche product that Apple would have to put in a lot of resources and time and bandwidth that probably not a lot of people would have purchased. It would have been crazy to see, and I would have loved to have loaded up 60,000 Chrome tabs just to see how powerful it was. As for the new monitors, Mark Gurman did confirm that Apple is working on new monitors, including an updated Pro Display XDR. Gurman said these new monitors will be powered by Apple Silicon, just like the Studio Display that has an A13 Bionic chip. He did not share any details or a time frame on those new monitors and when they're going to launch, but noted that an all-new Mac Pro, which we just talked about, was a little bit further along in the process compared to that Pro Display XDR. Now, it's unclear if one of those new monitors would be an updated Studio Display, but I'm going to guess that yeah. I mean, in October, display industry consultant Ross Young said that Apple was planning to introduce a new monitor with a 27-inch mini LED display in the first quarter of 2023, so anytime within the next few months. Now, based on those specs, it's possible this monitor would be a new Studio Display with Pro Motion. My guess is Apple would probably want to launch a new monitor or two, preferably a new Pro Display XDR to go along with the new Mac Pro. And it will be interesting to see the pricing of these monitors because, well, we're all aware just how crazy expensive the current Pro Display XDR is, even though it is an absolute fantastic monitor. For most people, however, a Studio Display is probably the best option for you if you want to get an Apple-made monitor for your setup. Of course, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Are you interested in picking any of these up, or is this still kind of tied into the crazy people who want to spend $10,000 plus on a Mac? Let me know in the comments down below. This has been Dan with Mac Rumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.